This episode on
Artist Get Game. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Artist Get Game, a Brazen Jester Studios production. Today, we are filming on the unceded ancestral lands of the Lheidli, on whose lands we live, work, play, and create in Prince George, British Columbia. Today, my name is Sharon, and I am your host. And today, we are going to be playing a game of Dixit. And my guests today are Devon Flynn and Kat Fullerton. Devon, tell us a little about yourself.
Well, I am a stand-up comedian here in Prince George, but in addition to that, I am also an actor, a writer, a volunteer at the art gallery there, and just all-around general artistic guy.
Well, welcome to the show. And Kat, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm an actor, writer, comedian, all-around artistic person as well. And probably my main claim to fame is I am a tribute artist, aka a celebrity impersonator.
Ooh, we'll have to hear a little bit more about that as we get started. So let's get started with our first round of the game. So if you have a look at your cards, when you have a story, you get to start. So you say, I have a story when you are ready, and you will get to go first. Okay, I have a story. So, sometimes in the battle between good and evil, evil wins.
Ooh. No. Wait, maybe.
And then you can draw a new card once you put yours down.
Oh,
okay.
You always pick the perfect card.
It's
You're right
always right after.
Yeah.
That is how games go. Okay.
It's like getting the 8s after crazy 8s. I could have used that.
Okay. So we'll do our first round and then I'll ask a question. So we have 1, 2, 3. Now remember, you need to vote for whichever card you think represents the story that I just told.
And in this story, evil wins, right? It's a bad story.
It's a bad story.
Ooh.
Okay.
Made my choice.
Okay.
I love subverting expectations.
So the idea is to be vague, but not too vague, but also very vague.
Yes.
It gets quite complicated. Okay, are you ready?
Yes.
1, 2, 3. Oh, you got me! Okay, so you each get to move ahead 2, and I get nothing.
Sweet.
So pink and green, go ahead 2.
There we go.
Going.
Okay, so Devon, as a comedian in Prince George, how do you find the community in supporting your artistry as a comedian?
I find the community is quite supportive there. This town needs laughs just like any other.
Yes.
And yeah, there's plenty of opportunity for that.
Yeah.
I once found out that there are a lot of different venues, much like the art space that we are currently in. So it can work with different groups, different crowds, different venues, different places there. So it's nice to get different faces in the crowd who have never seen you before.
Yes.
Or some familiar ones who are like, I know this guy. He's funny. Let's go see him.
Yes. Funny is always good. So it is actually your turn now, I think, right? No, it's Kat's turn because we have to go around Robin.
Oh, we don't just shout out.
No,
Because I was like, I have one. Can I shout it out? And then I was just waiting for a pause. So.
Yeah, nope, it's your turn.
Okay. This is just a classic tale of enemies to lovers. All right.
Classic tale.
Enemies to lovers. Is it number 1, number 2, or number 3?
Enemies to lovers. Okay.
I really wish they could see the cards there and see just the emotion these cards are invoking.
4? Yes. Okay.
We don't have the intellectual property rights.
Okay.
So, and it's really about us talking, not so much about the game.
Okay.
Okay, you ready?
1, 2, 3.
Oh,
Oh,
gotcha.
too obvious. Too obvious with the
Okay.
sword fighting.
Not obvious at all. That was great. You
That was
really
good.
set us up to win.
That was good. And now Devin and I go ahead 2. So Devin's up to 4, and I am on the board.
Woo.
Woo. Okay, and we'll clear those.
Denied me the boing. I really
Yes.
wanted to do the boing. Next
Yeah. So, Kat, as a performer, I know that you have traveled and performed and lived in other places.
I have.
Why Prince George?
Born and raised
Mhm.
in Prince George. I'm currently living in my childhood home. I've moved back home pretty much full time now. I used to
Mhm.
tour a lot.
Mhm.
But I'm home because of COVID and some other stuff, and I'm taking care of my mom
Yeah.
and I'm taking care of the house.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm at this stage in my
Mhm.
life. So I'm going to make the most of it while I'm here.
Yeah.
And this town, I think, is ripe for a bunch of brand new entertainment. And I think we always talk about downtown revitalization.
Mhm.
My whole life, this town is talked about. For 100 years, we've talked about downtown revitalization. So the way you do that is you get people to come downtown and watch your show and spend your money. So I'm trying to nurture other new talent,
Mhm.
because that's a thing that needs to happen as well,
Mhm.
is helping the next generation,
Yeah.
which I'm very much enjoying that part of it. I have a bunch of young people in my new
Mhm.
company, and I just love watching them flourish and grow.
Oh, that's
love it.
wonderful. I love to hear that. Okay, Devin, it's your turn to tell us a story.
That which we love will be the death of us.
Ooh. Turn your cards this way. No, when you're holding them.
She's trying not to peek.
Oh.
I didn't
What
peek.
do you think I was holding? I thought I'm on a decent angle there.
Nope.
How long is your neck, girl?
I didn't peek, but I could just see the angle. Just FYI. Say your
Yeah.
story again.
That which we love will be the death of us.
Oh, I got a great one.
Mhm.
Oh, I already took my. So that'll
No,
be my.
no, that's my card.
Oh, that's your card. I thought you were dealing me another card.
No.
Okay, I'm taking my 5th now, so I don't forget.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, I should probably grab mine too. Really build the hype here.
Mhm.
That which we love will be the death of us.
Ha.
Oh,
Oh.
so sad. Very on theme. This is my whole life. If this is a tarot deck, because this represents my whole life.
Oh my goodness. Food and
drama,
and
sad
sadness.
So the next one, can we
Let's
do like
see.
this is how you're gonna win the lottery?
Yeah.
That would be really awesome.
Oh man.
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
gonna do this one.
And I am voting for
Yours.
Yourself.
myself.
Yeah, because that's
Okay,
how we know which
that
one
one's
to
pretty
win.
straightforward
Yeah.
then.
Okay. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Every round now we've done that.
Okay.
How many do we get?
So Kat and I get 2 points. So we are now tied.
all tied up?
Three-way tied.
Yeah, the bunnies are back again.
I love that the tokens are bunnies hopping through a pond or hopping from
Yeah.
rock to rock. There's a few mushrooms.
Little bunny
there,
boo
too.
boo. Hopping through the
Oh,
forest.
oh, this is my turn.
Yes, your turn.
I just point out, I love how much a lot of these cards are just like some bad acid trip, but really well drawn.
They're
They're
really
just
cool.
beautiful and they're completely random.
Mhm.
Yeah.
No AI.
Very, very artistic cards.
Mhm.
So
Can we ask you a question since it's your
yeah,
turn?
sure.
How did you decide to do this podcast?
Well, this is our third production with TELUS STORYHIVE through Brazen Jester Studios. The first one happened right out of COVID. And we were trying to change the business from being video games, because before that we had released 4 video games through Brazen Jester. And we're just sort of figuring out where the business could go. And so we went with film. And we did a project called BC Legacy, the Parks of Prince George, where we did a lot of research into the different parks and why they were there and why their names were there, and just filmed beautiful park scenery all around Prince George. And that was released, I think, 2021. And then our second project was called Spicy Minds, which was a lot of fun. where we ate hot sauce from all over British Columbia that we dipped bannock in. And I interviewed professors from up at UNBC about their projects and things, which was a lot of fun.
Cool.
And then this time around, I wanted to really be the project lead, and the arts are my true love. That's where I'm happiest. And I love this community, this arts community in Prince George, and how immensely supportive everybody is of each other,
Absolutely.
which is what I really love here. So I wanted to just really highlight how awesome an arts community we have in Prince George.
That's great.
So and I love board games a lot. I'm kind of a board game geek. So we wanted to play games.
Great.
So that's where that came from. Okay. Now, the story is, we are not always in control of our own story.
Oh.
We are not always in control of our own story.
Writer can sympathize, right? That gets out of hand.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sometimes you just follow along and you're like, oh, okay.
You said fall along, not fall apart, right?
Oh, I'm pretty
This
sure that
time.
happens too. Pretty sure that happens too. Okay, you ready?
Yes.
1, 2, 3. These were really good
These are
cards.
really good.
Ah.
What visual metaphors. Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, I have to vote for my own.
Yep.
There's others that look almost better than my
Yeah, what
story.
if you like someone else's answer better?
Should we trade? I want that
I
card
know.
instead.
Tells
It's
my
the
story
equivalent
better.
of like some other games where you
Yeah.
vote for your favorite.
Yeah, no, this
let
one's
alone-
not that one.
Okay.
Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Oh.
Devin and I get 3 points.
See, we were just talking about being writers.
I
Let's
know.
do one.
And how he's just gonna fall apart.
Yeah.
Was that you misleading a little bit there? Set things up
Sabotage.
a bit.
No, quite literal. You practice writing, and next thing you know, you're having a
Yeah.
existential crisis.
I saw
Yeah.
a great.
You can't see the card, but
Yeah. It's literally the walking representation of what it means to be a writer. I read a.
you touch my bunny.
I'm moving you 3.
No, I wanted.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. I'll move me then.
I read a great quote, and I can't remember who it's by, but it said, "There's nothing worse than, there's no worse feeling than writing that, unless it's not writing, and the only acceptable state is having just written." I can't remember who said it, but I was like, yeah,
That is very deep. I really like that.
yeah, me too.
So,
It's my
Devin,
Mhm.
while Kat's getting her
While I'm
story
thinking.
ready and not showing us her card, what do you find inspiring for your art in this area?
I think it's just the community itself. In the way that you were talking about how the community is so supportive there are these little pockets of people and groups that are just so keen on creating. A lot of the things you mentioned there, respectfully, I didn't even know of. But even when you go looking, and sometimes when you least expect it, you find groups, organizations, companies, kind of like what brought us here today. And I love just being part of that, seeking them out and finding them either organically or intentionally. And just knowing that there is a lot of creative energy in this town, and with room to grow and expand if we can tap into those opportunities. And it's exciting.
Yeah.
If you know some people there, they can either help you or you will find those people. There's potential. The word I'm looking for is so much potential in this town.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with that.
Okay, I have a story.
Oh,
All dressed up with nowhere to go.
okay. We're very serious
Very
now.
now we're getting into it.
Yeah.
It's a
Now
very
that we know what we're doing, we're like on it.
I will tell these stories.
it's a very lighthearted, colorful game, but I'm competitive, darn it.
I'm gonna win. Okay, all dressed up with nowhere to go.
Ooh.
a lot like my last card.
Yeah. Same guy, different journey.
Yeah.
Ooh. These ones.
Everybody ready?
Yep.
1, 2, 3. Oh.
Nicely
Hey.
done.
So then now what? I already forgot.
Now we each get 3 points, and I get
You get a bonus.
a bonus point because
You're
Devin
bluffing.
voted for me. Yeah,
Boom.
And Devin gets nothing, right?
Devin gets
gets
nothing.
Oh.
Nothing.
The
You get
host
nothing.
has taken the lead. Ha 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 ha. Okay. So, Kat, you've lived in Prince George for most of your life. Gone away, come back, gone away, done lots
Yes.
of traveling and touring.
Lots of touring.
Can you tell us a little bit about your act that you tour and how you came across that?
Sure. Well, I started out in musical theater.
Mhm.
I worked for a long time for a company out of Alberta called Jubilation's Dinner Theater,
Mhm.
and we'd tour Calgary, Edmonton, and Winnipeg
Mhm.
pretty consistently. And they were always jukebox musicals,
Mhm.
usually a spoof or a parody of something. So,
Mhm.
like, I was in a show called Michael Jackson is Back from the Future, or Night at the Museum of Country Music. Like, they were very
Yeah.
thin plots strung
Mhm.
together with pop songs.
Okay.
And I always got to play a character or do a celebrity impersonation because I'm a natural mimic, so I was
Mhm.
quite good at them. And then well, not before that, because I guess it was around the same time I started with them, but I always had a fascination with Marilyn Munroe. She's
Mhm.
one of my idols. And I found that I could imitate her quite well.
Mhm.
And when I was in my early to mid 20s, it was something I really seriously considered doing professionally and started looking into it.
Mhm.
And then I had a man crush with dreams. Uh,
Mhm.
and so I put that dream, I put my whole life on pause for quite a while. It took me a long time to kind of get over that. And then about 10 years later, so I was in my mid 30s, I was like, well, I still kind of want to do this dream.
Mhm.
And I'm already older than she was when she died. So I better get on it.
Mhm.
And I just started doing it. I started doing the research and learning the songs and building the
Mhm.
costumes. And I became a professional Marilyn Monroe impersonator.
That is so cool.
And now I have my own tribute show called Legends Live. And I'm, like I said, recruiting and nurturing new talent to join me. I have an Elton John, I have a Lady Gaga, I have a Britney Spears, and I
Wow.
have an Adele and 2 Elvises.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is great.
I can't wait to see this version of the Justice League on TV.
We absolutely are. Yeah.
That would be awesome.
We should fight
Yeah.
crime. I've
Yeah.
actually started, usually it's a pretty straight, very, like it's a tribute show where we're
Yeah.
just going to sing the songs of our people.
Mhm.
But I have started building little bits.
Mhm.
And I'm like, I have an idea for a holiday show because
Mhm.
my friend Corey, who plays Elton John,
Mhm.
also does a really great Austin Powers. And I'm like, oh, Austin Powers should be like, I lost my mojo, and he's got to gather all these pop divas together and try to get his mojo back. And I'm like, I'm just writing a jubilation show. Like,
I can hear it now. The bee is
Oh.
back, baby.
yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So,
that would be.
Yeah, I have a feeling they're going to evolve into actual scripted
Yeah.
shows. So we'll see. We'll see where we end up.
Oh, that's great. Okay,
Yeah.
Devin, are you ready to tell your story?
If I can remember it now. I have a story. Patience is a virtue, but it will also be the death of you.
A lot of your stories.
I know. There's a lot of death in
Yeah.
these cards, no matter how fun and colorful they're looking. They're
Mhm.
also quite.
They can be.
Yeah.
Hey,
Like, they go
kids
where you make
love fairy tales. The
Yeah.
OG fairy tales are horrifying.
Yes, that indeed they are.
I found when I was working at the art gallery there, puppets there.
Mhm.
People always say video games invoke violence, and a lot of kids there. No, have you ever seen kids play with puppets for the first time? Give them 5 minutes there. Those puppets are beating the heck out of each other.
You look at the puppets of like the Italian Commedia dell'arte. Oh my goodness. Punch and Judy?
Yeah.
Those are all about
I'm reading a book right now where literally it's a horror novel and the antagonist is a puppet. Yeah, it's amazing, but it's really scary.
Yep.
I know one of the speaking of things that shouldn't be creepy there, one of the local filmmakers here in town It was when we had that clown scare.
Yes, the 2016.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they were filming a short story called Clown Alley. And I just remember how terrible their timing was. And they had to call the police station saying, we are filming
Yeah.
a short story about clowns. Please don't.
Please don't
do that."
arrest us.
Just terrible, terrible timing. And of course, yeah, what a time to be a clown.
Oh, man. Okay, so are you ready?
Yes.
Okay.
Wait, I'm trying to remember my story here.
Okay.
Patience is a virtue,
Right.
but it will also be the death of you.
Yes.
Really do sound like a tarot card reader.
Ooh. Oh, wow.
Oh.
These are also great tattoos, this whole stretch.
Hmm.
Why am I looking at my cards? Okay. Okay, I'm ready.
Choose wisely.
I'm having a hard time this time. Okay. I'm ready.
3, 2, 1. Ow!
Got it.
Yes! Okay, so Kat and I each get 2 points.
And Devin gets no points.
And Devin gets no points. I'm
Ooh,
still in the
I'm
lead.
on your tail.
Woo!
Right.
I need to shake it a bit. I need to shake my tail. Get ahead of
I
you.
have 5? 1, 2, 3, 4. I do have 5.
Okay.
Here, I thought that was
So Sharon,
not on the nose.
Oh, yes, Kat.
what is your favorite board game?
What is my favorite board game? I do have several. Although I always have to go back to my very first favorite board game, which is Settlers of Catan.
Classic.
Because during an epic 4-day Settlers of Catan binge over Christmas vacation when I was home my second year of university, I managed to destroy the person who is now my husband in the game multiple times until the point where he's like, okay, she's not going to hold anything back and she'll call me on everything. And then he asked me out on a date.
There you
I
go.
should say it's still going strong.
Still going strong.
Yep.
And I still beat him at Settlers of Catan on a
That's
regular
right.
basis.
It's funny, those litmus tests that
Yeah.
really test and gauge the strength of a relationship.
Yeah.
There's
Mhm.
slow Wi-Fi, there's traveling, and board games.
And board games. We are a board game family.
It's
There
also
have
the,
been there have almost been a few flipped tables on some board
I was
games,
gonna ask.
but for the most part those are just the children because we don't let them win.
Mhm. It's also the thing of like not dimming your light.
Yeah.
You're not going to let him win.
Oh no.
No, you're going to show him exactly who you are, and that'll either scare off the wrong person
Mhm.
or draw on the right person.
Yes.
It's also teaching your kids how to lose gracefully there. I don't go easy just because some kid thinks he can beat me at Mario Kart. You're going to learn today, kid.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And I have to say, speaking of Mario Kart, the very first time I played Mario Kart with my children, they were like, "Oh, Mom, so this is how you use the controllers?" And I'm like, "Hi, guys.
Uh-huh.
You know that I'm from the original video game generation and I grew up playing this game." And I destroyed them. They now destroy me because I don't get as much time to practice, and they are serious about their Mario Kart. Okay, it's my turn to tell the story. Okay. I want to not tell stories that I've told in other games. Okay.
Let's skip the death part this time.
As an actor, sometimes we have to battle for an audience.
Ooh.
I think I may have been a little too on the nose with that one. But
Couple of good ones for that.
Yeah, same.
Ooh.
Oh, good. So maybe I'm not too on the nose. Okay, I'll mix those up so we don't know whose is whose. I don't know why I feel I must do every time I mix the cards, but I do.
I mean, it's fitting with the spring motif of the bunnies and the flowers there.
There you go. I've also been told that I can't say certain things without singing them. So everybody teases me when I get into work at school in the morning and they're like, "Hello." I'm like, "Hello."
Yeah.
And I'm singing away and I'm like, just warming up my voice for the day, I guess. I don't
You're a
know.
singer.
It's a singer. It's what I do. I
Yeah.
sing everything.
Also fits your role as a elementary school teacher there. You're
Oh,
supposed
yeah.
to be jovial and cheery and positive.
Well, and I'm the music teacher, so
Yeah.
I spend my whole day singing with
And
children.
if you sing everything you do, your life is a musical.
It is.
Yeah.
And anybody who tells me that life is not a musical, that musicals are not true, I'm like, come live my life.
Yeah.
Okay, we have spontaneous song breakout. We actually, when my children are young, there used to be spontaneous opera competitions in the basement.
Love that.
They would be having conversations at full volume.
I have a theory about that we'll talk about after.
Oh, please do. Okay, we have 1, 2, and 3.
Mm.
And the story again.
As an actor, sometimes you must battle for an audience or fight for an audience. There's a few different audiences in these cards.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, 1, 2, 3.
It's two on the nose.
I told you it was
With
two on the nose,
those
as I said.
dueling snails.
Yes.
I thought this was more of a commentary on social media and Hollywood, and our attention is divided there with all the crazy crap that's going on that card.
There, so
That's exactly what I meant.
Can I move your bunny?
Yes, please.
1, 2.
I've
There.
trained my bunny to stay put, so
Stay.
good job.
Good sit. Okay, Devin, you had something you wanted to say.
So, as you probably grew up on a lot of Disney films there, you know, all the dance and song numbers there. There were real world situations where people in the 14, 15, 1600s, there, medieval-esque times, where there was what was deemed as mass hypnosis that villagers in Eastern Europe would break out into more or less dance and song. And I thought, is this real? And there are real world recollections there, written history of this. The theory is it was a certain type of bacteria in mold of wheat that had gone bad. So it turns out these people were not dancers and singers there. It's malnutrition that is causing them to break out in dance and song.
Well, I hope that my children breaking out into song and dance was not malnutrition.
I'm not implying anything. I just found that super fascinating.
So cool.
Just means you're sick.
Yeah.
Sick in the head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, on that note, dance for me, my love. Dance for
Thank you for making more positive transition there.
Ooh.
me. Dance till you die. No.
And
If you
there
eat
it
it-
goes.
If you eat enough bad wheat, you might.
Whew.
Carbs. Carbs are the enemy.
I've decided life's too short.
No
Enjoy the carb.
kidding.
Enjoy the carbs if you can.
No kidding. Okay.
Don't deny me my carbs.
There's one for you.
Okay. Dance for me, my love. Ooh. Dance for me. Dance for me.
Oh.
All right.
Okay.
Ready?
Just a second. Okay.
1, 2, 3.
The
There's a lot of simpatico going on over on this side of the table.
We're
So-
just really good at it, I guess.
Kat and I got our points again, and I get an extra one because I tricked Devin. So I get 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm doing much better in this game than the last episode that I played this in. And 1, 2, 3.
Do you think playing it before has given you an edge?
No, I really don't.
Oh, just wait. That green bunny's priming itself for a comeback.
Okay. I don't know if I can say that.
Isn't it?
It's a quote.
Isn't it-
It's his turn,
Yeah.
yes, but I have ideas.
Oh.
My story is titled "The Price of Freedom is High." Dun dun dun.
This is the perfect card for that.
Okay.
The price of freedom is high.
Ooh. Oh, this is not going to be straightforward at all.
ready.
3, 2, 1.
Oh.
I went with the obvious one. Yeah.
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 I went with the one that was high.
I know. I
Floating
just got that
sky.
one too. So as soon as you said that, I was like, "Ooh, perfect."
All right, so how many
Okay.
points does the green bunny get?
So the green bunny and the pink bunny each get 3 points.
Boom,
Pink bunny
boom,
takes the
And
lead.
boom.
pink bunny gets 1 extra point
Oh,
because
yeah.
I voted. So Kat is
Yeah.
now in the lead of our game. So, Kat, as someone who has been part of the performing arts community in Prince George for many, many years, what is one wish or one thing that you would wish for the community moving forward?
Well, the thing I want most is the thing that's currently happening,
Mhm.
which is more venues, more
Mhm.
mid-sized venues to do
Mhm.
performances in.
We getting a performing arts center finally?
No, but so the place I'm doing my next show used to be our gay bar downtown. It used to be the Lambda, and it's been bought by new owners, and they're turning it into a show lounge. Building a
Ooh.
stage. Like they're doing everything I need because I have the talent pool, I have the show. I need a place to do the show.
Mhm.
I need a stage and lights and sound, and that's what they're doing.
Oh, wow.
Yes, and I'm working
Production value.
production
Yes.
value.
Mhm.
Yes,
Alright.
not just in my basement with my karaoke machine, like a real thing. Because we have the Playhouse and we have the Knox now as well. Actually, the Knox
Yeah.
is a great venue, and it used to be a church. It's still a church, but they're leaning more into
Mhm.
performance now. So the sound in there is incredible.
Mhm.
But for somebody who's on a smaller scale, it's still quite expensive.
Mhm.
So to have, sorry, touch my microphone. So to have these mid-sized venues that I can work with, that we can negotiate different price levels, and we're with the underground for this one. We're working on a ticket split, so it doesn't cost me anything out of pocket to go and do my show there,
Mhm.
which is very important because it's just me and
Yeah.
like a handful of my friends trying to put on a show.
Yeah.
So I can't afford to rent a venue that's going to be $500-600
Mhm.
just to do a show there. Like
Mhm.
I did 2 Legends live shows last year, and I had an amazing time. I flew in my friends from Calgary to be in the show. I wouldn't trade it for anything. I learned so much. I lost $2,000
Mhm.
doing that.
Yeah.
But if I hadn't done that, I wouldn't be here now. It's all in the process. And then the
Yeah.
last show I did, I made $200. I'm like,
There-
yay.
Yeah.
I think you pretty much summed up what it's like to be an artist.
But that's it. It's like, as long as I'm breaking even, if I
Mhm.
make $5
Mhm.
putting on a show, I'm like, great.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's the thing I wish for this town, and just more like that, more
Mhm.
smaller venues where people
Mhm.
can do their shows and
Yeah.
showcase their talent.
Yeah. Definitely. Okay. I have a story. The imagination is sometimes locked to us.
Deep.
Okay. So, Devin, how about you? What are you thinking? If you were to say, I have one wish for the arts community, for arts in Prince George, what's your one wish?
Following up my comment there, actually, I would like a performing arts center there. So I can definitely see the appeal. Kat was mentioning there about a good mix, and you definitely need a mix of venues there, low, medium, and high. Because when I learned about the performing arts center in the past, the desire to have one, I read a very good review on the potential for it, and it seemed like we were really missing out on a lot of opportunities. You had mentioned we have the Playhouse, we have a lot of mixed venues that work for some scenarios, but not for others. So especially for smaller groups like Kat or myself there, stand-up comedy there, the smaller venues there that we do have are accessible. But Prince George, especially for a city of its size, I've learned is denying itself those opportunities for larger Broadway shows. We need a good mix, and I'd love to see that in the future.
Yeah.
And I know it's a lot hard or easier said than done, but that would be my dream.
Yeah, I have to say is I have traveled to different communities and I have seen different performing arts centers, and the most successful ones have a nice big theater where you can have a big show, but they also have smaller black box performance spaces for the smaller, more intimate acts, as well as rehearsal spaces. There is so much one can do with a really good performing arts center.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be just the one theater space.
I think it's just understanding the needs of the artistic community.
Yeah, and that it's such a strong and thriving community here is one of my favorite things about Prince George. That's why when we moved here, we never left. Okay, are you ready?
Ready.
So sometimes the imagination is locked or can be locked away from us. 1, 2, 3. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
One,
Wait, I'm going to change my vote.
Oh, God.
1, 2, 3. Yeah, I was
Yeah,
right on the
that
nose
was
for that
very
one.
on the nose.
Right on the nose. So you each get 2 points.
Yay.
Yeah.
Boom, boom. What do we go to? 30. Ooh,
Go to 30. I know, Kat.
I'm so close.
May I move your bunny for you? Or would you
Oh,
like-
absolutely not.
Okay.
1, 2.
And I'm totally okay with that.
Catching on to your strategy.
I have a story.
Oh, that was fast.
Yeah, as soon as I pulled this card, I knew it. You gotta fight for your right to party.
I had a good card for that one too.
I'm only thinking this one because it makes me laugh.
Laughter is the best medicine.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You gotta fight for your right to party.
Oh.
So the little kid in that card, is he the one partying or is the dragon partying?
That's a team, man.
I don't know.
Life is interpretation.
Yes, it is.
Ready?
I think I'm ready.
Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Oh,
Oh, you picked that one.
I
Interesting.
did.
Why'd you pick that one?
I think that they're fighting to see who's going to win the game and earn all the hearts. I don't know.
That goes
Yeah.
back to your story.
Yeah.
About you and your
Yeah.
husband.
Yeah.
Great.
Okay, so you each get 3 points.
Coming for you.
Devin gets
1,
4.
3, 4.
Oh, he's almost caught up.
On your tail.
Oh no,
Caught in the tail.
we're gonna have to do something to catch Kat. I think she's gonna get us. Okay. So Kat, I know you love to be Marilyn,
I do.
but if there was another character, a dream character that you've always wanted to create, or a dream part that you've always wanted that you haven't had a chance to do yet, what would that be?
I do have a good handful of other impersonations in my back pocket that I haven't fully been able to explore yet. And the one I love to do the most that I will be doing with one of my upcoming Legends show is Judy Garland.
Oh.
Yeah, I love doing Judy, and Judy's a character that I can also age into. Whereas with Marilyn, I don't know, I'm torn because I feel like she has a little bit of, for me as a performer, a little bit of an expiry date. Because part of me is like, do I want to be a 90-year-old Marilyn Monroe impersonator? But then I'm also like, I should absolutely be a 90-year-old Marilyn Monroe impersonator. Like, there's going to be a market for that. And a lot of my personal mentors and idols who do Marilyn are 10, 15 years older than I am still. So I think that's just a personal thing that you have to decide. Because like I said, I'm already 10 years older than she was when she died. So
with makeup and cosmetics.
I was just going to say, it sounds like a commentary on the power of makeup.
And skincare the way that is. I mean, without a doubt, when I have seen you as Marilyn, you embody Marilyn, and you do not look a day older than Marilyn would have been.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I would, no. Okay.
So short answer, Judy Garland.
Judy Garland. Yeah. Nice.
I have a story.
Yes.
Oh, tell me your story.
It's safe inside.
Oh.
I always like it when I have a card that matches your story perfectly. See if I can trick Kat.
That was the one I was going to use for my story.
Oh no.
I know. That's all right.
It's safe inside.
This one's perfect.
Ooh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Oh, these are all great.
I mean, I can only take credit for one of them. But...
Hmm.
3, 2, 1.
Oh, we gotcha. Okay, so blue and pink go forward 3 or 2? 2.
Okay. Like you tell me.
Sorry. It's 3 if it's so there we go. Okay.
So,
Can I just say the story I was going to use for this one was
Sure.
like sands through the hourglass. These are the days of our lives.
Yes.
This probably
Okay.
would have been too obvious.
so Kat, as a fellow stand-up comedian there,
Mhm.
how much different do you find performing stand-up comedy as opposed to the makeup intense dancing and singing of Marilyn Munroe?
Different, completely different creature because that's just me. That's just me telling a story.
Mhm.
And it's a different kind of, I'm not gonna say it's less pressure, but it's a different kind of pressure for
Mhm.
sure. And harder, way harder. Because if you're not getting laughs, you know it.
Mhm.
And with Marilyn, I just do my thing and people love it. So
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing.
way more forgiving crowd than
Yeah.
a comedy crowd.
Well, that's the thing I've always told people is it's a stand-up comedy. It's instant reactions there. Unlike acting where, you can rehearse a little bit there. Sometimes stand-up comedy is both practice and live.
Mm-hmm.
And you
Mhm.
will find out real quick if it's working or not.
Yep,
Mhm.
instantly. You got a story?
No,
Whose story
it's
is
me.
it?
I
It's
have
you.
a story.
Okay, tell me your story.
One can find magic in the most unexpected of places.
Ooh.
So, Devin, as a stand-up comedian and actor, do you find it easier to do stand-up or to take on another character outside of yourself?
That is an interesting question there. There's pros and cons to both. The vulnerability of both being yourself
Mhm.
on stage and having people understand that there's an essence of you, but you are still putting on a bit of a characterization
Mhm.
in stand-up comedy there.
Mhm.
Humor is based on exaggeration, but there's always an element of truth
Mhm.
into a lot of the stories I tell.
Mhm.
Half the time I'm not lying or exaggerating at all. But as a very out about town guy that I am, I
Mhm.
find the humor in a lot of things.
Yeah.
So, and just
Okay.
really odd, funny situations there.
Okay.
Whereas being an actor, you're gonna have to go in the opposite direction. You got to dive into that character, do your best to bring that character to life, and make it also
Mhm.
believable.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it's the difference between using your own text and someone else's text.
Yeah,
Mhm.
but there is something
Yeah.
still to be the interpretation of it.
Okay.
Naturally, as a stand-up comedian, think you're funny. That's the goal.
Yeah.
If you're not laughing at your jokes, nobody else
Oh,
is.
I'm
No.
my number one fan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, do you find there's more risk, personal risk in doing stand-up comedy or in acting someone else's words?
Oh, stand-up comedy, absolutely, because you can kind of fall back. It's like it's just a character, bro.
Yeah.
I obviously depending on the notoriety of the character and who that character is. I think
Mhm.
I'd like to say most people understand that, but there was a time when I was with the drama club up at the university. We were performing Macbeth,
Mhm.
that
Yeah.
famous Shakespeare
Yeah.
play.
Yeah.
A lot of people didn't seem to understand the witches were not. Um, they were upset about how anti-Christian the show was, and how it supported Satanism.
Interesting.
Yeah, and they actually walked out of the show. I don't think they really understood that the witches were not a positive symbol in Shakespeare to begin with. They were
No.
not supposed to be good.
No.
I think that kind of went over their head.
Yeah. So they didn't necessarily understand the show before they arrived of what they were going to expect from the Shakespeare
I don't
tale.
think they'd heard of
Yeah.
Shakespeare before. If they did, they
I'm gonna guess they only ever read one book in their life.
Yeah.
So
Okay. Now I need to remember what the story was that I told. Yes. Magic can be found in the most unexpected of places. Here we go. Mix them up. 1, 2, ooh, 3. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
See, I know which one it is, but they could all work. And go. Ah, you caught me again. Oh no, I think Kat's gonna win.
I
know
Kat's gonna win.
2 more points for Kat and 2 more
Oh.
points for Devon. You're now at 18. Dear, almost, and Kat's at
29 out of
no,
50.
Hold in
28,
third
28,
place. Nice.
28.
28, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Hold
And
in
it's
third place strong.
turn. Tell a story.
Oh. Mm. I have a story. Sometimes routine is the real trap.
Mm-hmm.
This life advice brought to you by
Brought to you by
Kat Fullerton.
Kat Fullerton, who loves routine, by the way.
Mm.
Okay. All right. So sometimes routine is the real trap.
Yeah, something tells me that guy doesn't think so.
Okay.
Everybody ready?
Yep.
1, 2, 3. Yeah.
Ha-ha,
On
we
the
catch it.
nose.
We
On
did
the
get more
nose.
points that time. We've still got another round to get one more story out of Devon at least. Okay, 2 points for me. Ha-ha. Okay, Devon, you get the next story as our game is coming to an end. I've been having so much fun chatting with you today. How about you, Devon? I didn't ask you that question. If you had one character or one project you could be involved in, what would it be?
You know, that's really hard to say because there are so many different projects around town there. And a
Mhm.
lot of them I find are temporary, fleeting, kind of
Mhm.
just one-offs there. It's like nothing that would really stand out or like stand. I don't want to say stand the test of time there.
Mhm.
They have. I don't want to lessen the idea that they
Mhm.
have significance.
Mhm.
But if I'm thinking something that would like forever be in Prince George, an artistic project that would just forever be known,
Yeah.
I don't know. But I'm also kind of a flavor of the week kind of guy,
Okay.
floating in between. Part of my
So
part of my charming personality.
Constantly working. would be
Yeah.
probably the best
Constantly
answer.
working. That's the dream. That's
if
Is
there
that-
was one character that you've always wanted to portray or one show you've always wanted to be in or aspire to.
maybe it's more of a group. I have
Mhm.
not been involved in any musicals. I've been involved in a lot of different groups there. Have not done any Judy Russell's performances. So Judy, if you're watching this,
She probably will be because she's going to be on an episode coming up. Okay, so do you have a story for us?
yes.
Okay.
Life finds a way, but only within. Cue Jurassic Park theme song.
Which is copywritten, so don't.
Don't. Yeah, that's not.
Does it have lyrics? Can we come up with lyrics?
I know them, but they're NSFW.
And my son has made many lyrics who is at home today for that song because he loves it ad nauseum all the time.
Yeah, do we remember the story I just told seconds ago? Which is
Put the cards down and we'll remember it.
Oh, life finds a way.
life finds a way, but
Life-
only within.
Life finds a way, but only within.
What's the only way I can't win at this point?
Get no points.
If I get no points,
Mhm.
which means I picked the wrong one and you picked the right one?
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay. Are you ready? Okay. Go. Oh. And with that, Kat has won our game of Dixit today.
Yeah.
Before we do our close, are there any last comments you have to share?
This was great.
This is
Okay.
fun.
Yeah, I look
Thank
forward to season 2.
Yeah, season 2 would be awesome. So thank you, friends, for joining us today on Artists Get Game. Thank you for our behind the camera crew, Chris Wood, our director, and Oren Wood, our production assistant. Thank you for joining us today, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Artists Get Game.
Guest Kat Fullerton. Guest Devon Flynn. Host Sharon MacDermott. Voiceover Christopher S. Wood. Producer Sharon MacDermott. Directed and edited by Christopher S. Wood. Production assistant Oren Wood.
Meow.